you guys are taking a look at that, then we are also in marketingatlasshow.com. We're live there, and that's pretty cool. So I'm glad that we could figure it out. Okay, perfect. All right, great. So we're good. And you know what, guys? We're also live in Periscope, which is kind of weird because I didn't think that anyone would be in Periscope. And you know what? There's some videos with like 5,000 viewers or 50,000 simultaneous viewers. And I'm like, there must be something here, right? That we can actually leverage for marketing purposes. So yeah, we have that, and that is pretty cool. So let me actually share this in the group, and we're good. Okay, perfect. What's up, everybody? Welcome to Marketing Atlas Show for the 15th of April. I hope that you guys are doing extremely well. Welcome to this forum. Welcome to this Q&A session that we're going to be discussing a little bit about pretty much everything and anything that you guys need when it comes to advertising. So thank you for being here. Thank you for being so awesome and supporting the live stream. Like, share, comment, share. I don't know. Invite your grandmother. She's probably home right now. It's my grandmother's birthday, now that I remember, today. So that must be something. And invite your parents, your dog, your pets. Probably definitely you should be inside. Let me tell you, if you're not inside, go back inside because we're going to have a lot of fun here. And I hope that you guys are safe whenever you are. And welcome to the Marketing Atlas Show. My name is Hernan Vasquez. I'm going to get this started. Now, with that being said, the reason why I am so adamant about having the Facebook code in there, and we have been having this show called Hyundai Hangouts for the past 5 years or 6 years, something crazy like that, and we've always been on YouTube. But one of the reasons why I want to have the Facebook code in marketingatlasshow.com is because I want to get people into my audiences. So if you're watching this, there's a high chance that you will be watching this and engaging with this, and that will put you into a custom audience of mine. So I apologize in advance for the advertising that you will be getting moving forward. But that's one of the reasons, and I'm really testing all of this stuff as we go because I'm a newbie. So with that being said, the main point of these calls is to help you with advertising. And if you want to take your advertising skills to the next level, I would suggest that you visit hernanvasquez.com/perfect. That is hernanvasquez.com/perfect to learn how to create perfect Facebook ads, perfect YouTube ads, perfect banner ads that gets the job done. And by getting the job done, I mean get you leads, get you sales, get you everything that you need to actually thrive in this kind of weird times. Okay, so let me write it down here so that you guys, I think that this should be good. So it's hernanvasquez.com/perfect. Okay, and if you go there, hernanvasquez.com/perfect, you will be able to take a look at that landing page that I put where I explain everything you get. It's really inexpensive. It's called Perfect Ads Workshop, and it's really inexpensive right now, and you will be able to get it. Okay. So with that being said, let's jump into the questions. By the way, guys, I'm only by myself right now, so I won't be able to monitor questions on Twitter, on Twitch, on YouTube, on Facebook, and whatnot. So please go to marketingatlasshow.com to drop your questions. If you're watching the replay, you can also go to marketingatlasshow.com to drop a question there and get it answered, okay, for the next week. So if you're watching the replay, please feel free to drop a question in marketingatlasshow.com. And also, we have a Facebook group. So if you want to go to hernanvasquez.com, hernanvasquez.com/Facebook, you will be able to join my free Facebook community, which is pretty cool. We keep on posting good stuff in there, and a lot of people are loving it. They're getting help for free, which is pretty cool. All right. So let's go into some of the questions that we have from some awesome people here and regarding this week's show. So we have Arman. Arman, thank you for supporting the live stream. I really do appreciate that. Let's see. How do you keep sharp as a media buyer? Do you schedule a daily time to go over new courses, books, etc.? So the answer is yes. The answer is yes. So one of the things that you always want to do when you're running advertising is you always want to test. And usually what I recommend is that, of course, you do not test on a client's website or a client property unless they're really cool and they want to test. Some clients will want you to test on their websites, okay, because they're really ahead of the game and they want to keep ahead of the game. So one of the things that you really want to do, Armand, and everyone watching, by the way, is to keep on testing. I usually have my own properties and my own stuff, my own websites, my own products and whatnot, that I keep on testing stuff in there. And one of the reasons why is because, number one, those products make me some money, but also number two, the main point of all this is that everything is a big test. So that's why I built kind of my own property so that I can test. It doesn't have to be your website or your own brand or your own name on it. It can be like a lead gen type of property or whatever you want to do, and then you test and you try to break and you try new stuff, and you keep the learnings and the stuff that's working for you for the client work. Okay, so one of the things that gives you a lot of freedom is to have your own stuff and actually spend your own money, like take part of your own money and invest that in education. And our own media buyer world, where we're buying ads, education is also breaking stuff. Okay, so education is experimentation when it comes to advertising. So spend a couple $100 every month in breaking stuff or sending traffic to a page and seeing how that behaves, and try to learn the platform. There's nothing better to actually understand a platform than actually play with it and break it and lose money. Okay, so that is the first thing that I would say. And do not test with a client again unless they're super cool and they try and and they want you to test with them. But usually I'm really timid about testing with clients' money. I would rather apply what I know it works with them, and then they have success, and then after maybe a couple of years of running ads, I come up with an idea and say, hey, why don't we test it? And they're good, they're fine, they're cool with it. But mostly I'm testing all the time in my own properties. That is option A, which I'm doing pretty much on a daily basis. Okay, so I test, and I come up with methodologies and frameworks. That is option A. Option B is that I really do consume other people's courses. Okay, I really go out there and buy other people's courses. So right now I'm going through Sean Bossler copybook or copywriting book, which is pretty good. It's really good. It's it's being advertised right now, and I took I bite the hook, if you would, and I got it, and it's really good. It's really good. It's a really good copywriting course. And it's a lot of refreshing, right? But I do set up some time aside, usually on Saturdays afternoon, to go through some learning that I want to do. And that learning can be in the media buying space, and it can be on the Facebook ad space or the digital marketing space, but it can also be about something else, right? So lately I've been learning about bonsai trees, right? Which is something that I used to learn about, and then I stopped doing it, and then now I'm doing it again. The reason why is because A, it clears my mind of the being in front of the computer all the time, but also B, it helps with creativity. So whenever you're writing copy, one of the frameworks that I teach in my Perfect Ads workshop is how to create pattern interrupts that are weird, right? That are specific to the market that you want to target, but they're also weird. And those weird pattern interrupts, they usually come thanks to doing something else that doesn't have to do with ads. Okay, so that is something that I recommend. But I do buy and spend time going through other people's courses, mostly because I want to see what they're doing, and I want to see how they're behaving and what they're doing. And sometimes I would pay people to actually hire them on a one-on-one basis and whatnot, because I want to be the best. I want to be one of the best. So in order for you to do that, you need to be always sharpening the axe. So again, just to sum it up, spend money, your own money on your own properties. That is a great teacher when it comes to Facebook ads and pretty much anything online. But spend your own money on your own properties. That would be A. And B, definitely buy courses, get them. That's an investment that you're doing in your company, in your growth as an entrepreneur. It's one of the best investments that you could ever do, in my opinion. So that usually helps a lot. So thank you for your question, by the way. All right, great. So I hope that helps. Let's see. We have another question from Armand. What are some good habits all media buyers should have? I love those questions, buddy. So keep those coming, because they're really, really helpful for all of us. So just so you know, if you guys are new to these places like Facebook, Google, YouTube, LinkedIn, and whatnot, And what we do as media buyers is we buy media on behalf of the client, or in some cases on behalf of ourselves, right? So I think that good media buyers are consistent. Last year I had one of my tasks, and I had the pleasure and honor of train and monitor, if you would, and manage media buyers, and I had to manage over 15 media buyers over the course of last year. So 15 media buyers. I think there was like 2 team leads, then a marketing strategy team. Then I was also doing all of the marketing for the Cardone Kern agency alongside Frank Kern, and that was pretty good. It was pretty good, and it was really fun. It was also really challenging, I would say. And when we were hiring for media buyers, and this is somebody, for anyone that wants to hire somebody in-house to buy their Facebook ads, how do you do it, right? And here's the thing. Every media buyer worth their salt, like any media buyer worth their salt and knowing their stuff, they will have something running on the side. There's no escape about it. Like I would be kind of wary if a media buyer wouldn't have something running, like maybe a client or 2 on the side, or maybe like, an affiliate website or something like that, where they can test and they can learn, okay? And they can make some money. So any media buyer right now, and specifically on this economy, they're in huge demand. So the way we used to hire them was maybe not that much in terms of what they did know or what skill sets they have, right? Because the best media buyers in the world, you cannot hire those people, right? They're either too busy running their own stuff, or they're packed with clients and whatnot. So what we did was to hire them based off soft skills. Hard skills is how to buy a Facebook ad. You can learn that. But soft skills, which is being organized and detail oriented. So being organized and detail oriented is a great call for a media buyer, because a media buyer should be able to pick up what's going on with the ad account without even taking a look at the ads, like just by taking a look at the data. So being detail oriented, being like analytical, and being consistent. Like I think that consistency is a great ally when it comes to buying ads on any social and in any platform, because you need to develop the habits that will allow you to be consistent in your delivery as a media buyer. So the platforms, it depends on the platforms, but we all have good days and bad days on advertising. We all have good days, great days, some bad days, some really bad days in advertising, right? And the platforms, specifically Facebook, they're really volatile. Google, YouTube, they're all really volatile, right? They will never give you a linear fashion when it comes to buying leads. Okay, you will be paying more some days and less some other days. But something that I think that helps when it comes to becoming a good media buyer, or by becoming, I would say, a great media buyer, or somebody that's consistent with their work, is being consistent in some other areas of your life. Like for instance, I always wake up and make my bed, always, without fail. I always wake up and make my bed, and the reason why is because I want to be consistent. Now it's a habit, right? And when I was young, I would never do it, and then even when my bedroom, my room was clean, then it looked untidy, it looked unclean because my bed was not made. So right now, every single morning I make my bed when I wake up, right? So that's a habit that's conditioning yourself to be consistent, right? Then working out, not because of the sake that you want to be Mr. Olympia, or you want to be huge, or you want to bulk up or whatever, but not only will make you feel good, but also will make you be consistent, right? If you're working out 4 times a week, I've been working out 4 times a week for the past, year and a half, almost 2 years. And right now I'm working out in my house. I'm doing body weight and whatnot, but it's not because I want to be huge or big or whatever. It's because it keeps me consistent, right? And I think that it, specifically in these times, being how do you call it? What's the word that I'm looking for? Being disciplined. That's the word. Being disciplined will allow you and will help you when it comes to being a great media buyer, okay? And it also helps you when it comes to being creative. I was reading this book. I don't remember the title of the book, but it was a great book about the different habits of different creative people, right? how these people, like from, I don't know, anywhere from, or rather not creative people, but people, really prominent people, anywhere from Woody Allen to Karl Marx to, I don't know, Charles Chaplin to Andy Warhol, so you call it, you name it, right? Sigmund Freud. So there was and painters and whatnot, and they're artists, right? And what happened is that most of them, they weren't sitting around just waiting for inspiration, right? They would show up to work every single day without fail, and inspiration will come. And the same happens when you're writing copy for an ad, right? It doesn't show up. It's rare that you will be inspired. It happens to me sometimes that I will be inspired because of an idea of an ad or for an ad. But most of the time you sit down, you write, and boom, you get some good inspiration after you start writing, right? So I think that being consistent with your habits, like every day, remember that we were working at the agency, I told you guys, every single day, you wake up, you make your coffee, you have your breakfast, do whatever you want in your morning routine, which also needs to be consistent, right? So your morning routine needs to be consistent, and then you start your day and you open all of your ad accounts. And you open all of your ad accounts and you take a look at all of them. Boom, 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 boom. And then you take notes, right? Okay, well, this one I need to refresh creatives. This one I need to do this. This one I need to do that. This one I need to do this. And then the ones that are good, you don't do anything because they're good. You already monitor them. And then you go back and work on the ones that you need to work on. And that gives you consistency, right? So I think consistency and showing up in other areas of your life makes you a better media buyer. It makes you a better entrepreneur because you need to be consistent as an entrepreneur, right? One of the most consistent persons that I know is my friend and partner, Bradley Benner. Like Bradley Benner from Semantic Mastery, that guy's a machine, and it's a consistent machine, right? And he always says there's a lot of freedom in discipline. There's a lot of freedom in being disciplined. There's freedom in routine. That's what he says, and I really do adhere to that. And I've been fortunate enough of working with him for the past 7 years. So that would be my advice to anyone wanting to become a media buyer and anyone wanting to hire media buyers for their agency or to do some work in-house, or maybe a freelance media buyer. Maybe you don't hire the top of the food chain guy, but you hire somebody that is consistent. And because to become the top of the food chain, you need to become consistent, right? And this applies to pretty much everything. Like think about, I don't know, LeBron James, right? How many free throws the guys have? Like tens of thousands. That's a consistent motherfucker, okay? Sorry, I won't be able to run this as an ad now. But you know what I'm saying? So basically that's my intake on it. So hire or become that person that is consistent. Hire for consistency, and then you will end up being a good media buyer. That's my intake on it. Okay, cool. So let's see. Rodrigo. What's up, Rodrigo? Hope you're doing great. Okay, so are you seeing any issues with custom conversions after Google rolled out their new third-party cookies policy on March 31st? We use custom conversion for ClickFunnels, different steps of the funnel. We implemented Google Tag Manager as well, but do you have any suggestion of what is the best way to track results nowadays? Thank you. Okay, Rodrigo, great question. So I haven't seen anything glaring. I haven't seen anything weird. If any, we're having better tracking in terms of results, or better results in terms of tracking, I should say, with Google Tag Manager. We do the same thing that you guys do, which is we set up a custom conversion per funnel step. So if you have five steps of the funnel, you will have one custom conversion per funnel. That is something that we still do. With that being said, we're using a lot of UTMs tracking, and the reason why is because not only we want to track what the data says, but also we want to track where our campaigns are generating the most money or the most leads. So we use a lot of UTMs tracking when it comes to Facebook ads, okay? So we use UTMs parameters, and we use some macros. And macros because we want to assign, let's say to the UTM campaign variable, we want to assign the name of the campaign, right? So instead of typing that in manually, we use macros. There's a bunch of tutorials online that will show you how to do Facebook macros if you so choose. With that being said, the best way or the best thing that you could possibly do when it comes to tracking in general is to go to the source, meaning you have Facebook reporting on ad spend, right? You have Facebook reporting on ad spend, but you use UTMs, and on ClickFunnels, there's a way that you can pass UTMs, and you export that to a spreadsheet through Zapier, for instance. For every new purchase, you export that to Zapier, or through Zapier to a spreadsheet, and then you have Facebook reporting on ad spend, and then you have that spreadsheet telling you which ads generated the sale. Okay, so you never trust the ad platform to tell you who's winning. You never trust the ad platform to tell you who's winning. You go to the source. So for instance, if you're collecting leads, you want to go to your autoresponder, and you want to use UTMs, and then send those through Zapier to a spreadsheet so that you can know, okay, so I don't know, the 15th we had 20, and then yesterday we had 25, and then the day before we had 14, and then it will tell you who is bringing home, who is getting you the best results for your advertising. So again, we're not seeing anything weird. If you want to clarify as to what you guys are seeing in terms of being weird, then maybe we can go through that. But I don't, we're just seeing everything is working okay. Now, we are using custom conversions. Sometimes we will use Google Tag Manager, and if that's not working for you for whatever reason, what you guys can do is just have custom conversions based off URLs. So usually for a book funnel, because I know that you guys run a lot of book funnels, we have the purchase event on the first OTO. So on the first one-click upsell, once people buy, then that's our purchase event right there. We don't wait until the end, because people might exit throughout the funnel. So, and then we are considering, okay, what is our cost to acquire a customer? What's our average order value? Are we on the same page? So that is something to consider, and that is how we're doing it. But I'm not seeing anything glaring. Maybe you want to share what's going on, and I'll be able to help you a little bit better. Okay, cool. So let's see what else we got. I don't see any additional questions, so feel free to post your questions in marketingatlasshow.com. So if you go to marketingatlasshow.com, you will be able to post your questions in there, and I'll be more than happy to help you guys out. Now, with that being said, if you really want to take it to the next level when it comes to copywriting, when it comes to advertising, when it comes to writing great ads that bring home the bacon, meaning getting you leads and getting you sales, go to hernanvazquez.com/perfect. hernanvazquez.com/perfect. Get the perfect ads workshop, and I think you're gonna love it if you want to become a better copywriter for advertising. Okay, cool. So let's see if we have any additional questions, and if not, we're gonna call it a day. Let's see this. And all right, cool. So I don't see any additional questions. Okay, guys, thank you for hanging out for a little bit with me. Thank you. You guys are awesome. Thank you for your questions. If you have any additional questions and you're watching the replay, please post them on marketingatlasshow.com. Post them there. We also have a podcast. I also have a podcast called the Marketing Atlas Podcast. If you go to marketingatlaspodcast.com, you will be able to subscribe in the various platforms. I think that some people are liking that podcast, so I hope that it does add a lot of value to whatever it is that you're doing. And again, you're welcome to come to the Facebook group. Let me write it down. The Facebook group, if you go to hernanvazquez.com/Facebook. Boom, hernanvazquez.com/Facebook. It's a free Facebook group. It's a free community. You can come, you can join, and I would be more than happy to have you there. And thank you guys once again. I'll see you guys